So we're going to start with the hull. So I'll cut all these pieces off. Okay guys, so I've primed everything in black and I've masked off the water line. It's pretty small, a lot of it's not going to show, but we'll see. And I'm going to now paint the hull where it calls for a medium blue. And this is the camouflage scheme, and so you see the stern of the ship, it's all that medium blue. Then a little bit past the hangar deck, the blue goes down, and then the rest of it is toward the bow. The rest of it is going to be the gray, and I haven't decided yet if I want to try to airbrush some of the deck or just hand paint it. It's pretty small, so I might have to just hand brush, or I might, try to airbrush what I can and then just mask it off. But all the horizontal surfaces are supposed to be a deck blue color, and so I haven't built it up yet. May have jumped the gun a little bit. I put this stack on and some of the smaller pieces, but you can kind of see got the deck guns. Everything's all primed black. A lot of things I left on the sprue. Some of the more smaller pieces, and a few things I have back here. All right. Okay. So I'm gonna get this going, and I'll come back. Okay, so I thought I would punish myself. I went ahead and sprayed the deck areas, the flat areas, with intermediate blue, and I masked it all off the best I could. I figured if I could minimize the amount of brush painting, and I could just touch up areas where I need to. I've also got the hull masked. Oh, by the way, after looking at more reference pictures and paint chips, and actually I couldn't really find a lot of color pictures of ships in MS-22. I'm sure they're out there, but I repainted the hull. It's actually the darker blue, so I went over it with US Navy Sea Blue. And the decks, the deck blue is kind of a teal color blue, and really the only thing I have that worked, I thought the intermediate blue was pretty good, so I went with that. And once I get it unmasked, you'll see what it looks like. But I've got this masked. I'm going to go ahead and start painting the main color. And I'll also show you this too. I've got the main gun turrets on the tops are also that light deck blue color. So I've got those masked. And the main color what I want to use is, nope, that's not it. This is it. It's Model Master's Dark Ghost Gray. The actual color is called Haze Gray, but I don't have that, and I don't know of any paint companies that I have access that make that. But looking at paint chips, the Haze Gray, it has a little bit of a blue tint to it, and I think the Dark Ghost, and also looking at other people's models, they've used this before, and it looks pretty good. So I'm going to go with this. So we'll get the main color painted. We'll be right back. Well, hello everybody. So here's where we're at. I got the ship painted and the bridge assembled, and pardon me, I'm going to learn more ship terminology about things, but this area back here is all built up. I have the mast installed. I got the crane on, and I'm really happy the way it turned out. I think the paint looks really awesome. Took me a little bit to get it right. I had to touch up some areas, but I think it looks really good. And I got the anchor in. Let's see there. I've also got the sea catapult for the seaplane. Okay, so what do I have left? So I've got to basically install the guns, a few little other pieces that go on, and she's going to be done. And so you can see here I've got some of these guns. These were typically all gray because they were a little bit bigger. And then I have the anti-aircraft guns, and boy, these were fiddly. But this kit, again, Tamiya, everything fits just awesome. I mean, even these tiny little parts that just, you better be very careful or you're going to lose them. They fit awesome. There's the slots they go into. They're really good. They're hard to see. Okay, and the barrels on these are painted gunmetal. And these are the anti-aircraft guns. You got a couple different styles that go around the ship. Also have, and here are the. It's just one of the main gun turrets. I think these are 8-inch. Double check that. But when it got its final camo paint measure, the top of the turret was painted in deck blue. And what I have left to do on those is 2 of them have lifeboats on top of the turrets as well as the sides. So I've got to just glue these on. I got those all painted up. We have, I think in Navy terminology they call them whale boats, but they're just basically a little bit larger boats. Just for variation, I painted them white and then painted the inside of them wood, just to kind of stand out a little bit. And then, seaplanes. I've got them painted, and let me see if I can get a better view here. These are I've got it sitting on a dime. You can see that. I had to assemble. You have to put the pontoons on. And now I have to put the decals on, and they're ready to go. But yeah, that's pretty tiny stuff, but it looks awesome. And again, the same thing. The pontoons on these guys, they have slots, and they just fit really nicely. And you just got to be, of course, careful. So they give you 2 planes, and one sits on the catapult, one sits on the hangar deck. And so they had 2 seaplanes aboard, and if it was a larger scale ship and I had the gumption, I would you could maybe fold the wings up and have one of the hangar doors open and have it sitting inside there, but it's so small you won't see it that much. So that's where I'm at. So I'm going to finish this up, and I'm going to try to get out today. It's Saturday. I want to make a little water base, a cheap one, and I just need to get some blue paint, and I don't know if Hobby Lobby's open or not, but if not, I think I'm just going to go to Home Depot and get some. I've seen a lot of people make sea bases with just some cheap clear drawing silicone caulk. So I'm going to give that a try. So we're going to get that done. I'm going to finish everything, putting all the guns on, and a few other little pieces that I need to add, and then the build will be done, and then we'll make the base. Okay, thanks guys. We'll be back in a little bit. Okay, what I'm going to start doing is putting these life rafts on top of the 2 turrets that had them, and I think in this case I'm just going to use some PVA glue, white glue, Elmer's, and because number one, I try to avoid super glue as much as I can. I hate the stuff, but a lot of little fiddly parts I've had to use super glue. But these are just going to be sitting on top of the turrets. They're not really going to go anywhere, and I can move it if I need to. I can move them around a little bit, and then if I could wipe off any excess of this if I need to. So, okay, I'll get started on that. Okay, one turret done. So I'm going to finish up the other one, and that part will be done. Okay, so now I'm going to start putting the guns on. And again, we got 3 different types of guns. We got these larger guns and a couple different anti-aircraft guns. So, and these are labeled like these really tiny ones with just 2 barrels are A. There's 8 of them. A little bit larger ones, and there's 4 barrels on each gun mount. And that's B. So you just follow. Okay, you got 2 up here, B's, and then around the deck. So I'm going to start getting those on. Dip that in a bit of super glue. My hands are shaky because I've been drinking coffee all morning. So this is why I hate super glue. So if you mess up, it makes a freaking mess. Can't stand it. God. Okay. Just gonna get it in that whole part. There we go. Good enough. Another one. Okay, I'm gonna dip it in a little bit of super glue. Alright. Okay, so I'm going to continue just going around and doing those and go to the next group of guns and get them all put in. Okay, so I'm going to give a little bit of wash in certain areas, and what I did is I just mixed up a combination of this black and light dirt. These are the Flory clay washes, and I wanted to mix in a little bit of the light dirt, which is basically white, and then kind of make it gray. But I'm just going to brush some on. And I really just want for the portholes and stuff to kind of pop out, and I'll just brush it on like that. Okay, so this dried, so I'm just going to take a little damp piece of paper towel and just start wiping away the excess. You can see it leaves residue in the. Moisten the Q-tip too. Also, what I did, I took the light dirt and I brushed on the lower hole, and what I want to do is try to simulate saltwater streaking. So what I'm going to do is take a little brush, moisten it just a little bit, and maybe see if I can do this with it. I need a little bit more water. Just keep working it like that until I get some of it off and leave a nice little weathering streaks, saltwater streaks. Okay guys, so thought I would take a dive in and add some rigging. I'm using this stuff called Easy Line, but as you can see from this picture, I'm not going to do all that. That's crazy. Maybe it was like a huge scale, but I'm just going to do some of the wiring, rigging from the top of the masts, maybe a few that come down and attach to the ship, just to give it a little bit of life and make it a little bit more realistic. But that's one view of the Indianapolis. But yeah, there's a lot of ropes and wires and things like that. So, but I'm not going to go that crazy. I just wanted to have it look a little bit more realistic. So, all right. And you just what I did, I started at the top here, and I just cut a little piece of Easy Line and a dab of super glue. I'll put that on there, let it dry, and then attach the other end to that. And I'll come back and trim them up later. But I'm going to do this side right here. So right here I've got it already attached to this side. So I'm just going to take my just a little toothpick thing. I'm going to put a couple little dabs on this mast, and one right there. And I'll just take my Easy Line and do the inside one first. It's on that side. It's right here. Oop, gotta be careful. Too tight where it's gonna pull things. I'm gonna just set it right there. There. And it grabs the super glue pretty quick. And then this one there. Just kind of see if you can catch that on camera. It's going to be real hard to see. There. And I'll just add a few. I think each mast had about 2 or 3 that came down. and attached. Looking at those reference pictures, they usually attached. Like right in here, there were pipes, and they had like some wires bolted to them. Yeah, that's probably all I'm gonna do. I'm not gonna go crazy and have wires everywhere. It's just too tiny. So, all right, be right back. Okay, guys. So to make a water base, I've taken a picture frame. This is what I got at the Dollar Tree for $1, and took out the glass, and I spray painted it with some blue spray paint. Yeah, there you go. Okay. And put it back in. And what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to tape this area off here, the frame, and that way I don't get any material on it. So I'll be right back.
Oh no, Nintendo.
Okay, with the help of my 2 assistants, we're going to take this stuff. This is clear drying silicone caulk. This actually says it's a silicone based or it's an acrylic, but anyway, whatever. Let's put that on here like this. Oop. You're not on camera. That's just filming that.
And this.
Might use the back side of the knife better. Like that, yeah.
What is this even supposed to be?
Yeah. If you need some, maybe put some more on it too. So we gotta make waves.
Maybe we should get something that's actually meant to spread, like that knife. Not a knife, but like
Put the
spatula thingy.
No, I don't have one. Do you?
Well, maybe maybe if we're able to get the spatula from upstairs without Mom getting mad at us.
Yeah, just spread it. And
There we go. See, Kaylee's on the jam.
Teen Beach Movie.
I'm gonna leave it kind of lumpy because it'll help make the waves and stuff.
I'm trying.
Well, I'll show you how to make waves. Okay. Okay. Too thick.
Wait, why are there almonds
So
in
here we're
there?
gonna do. I'm gonna put my ship on.
There's almonds. There's almonds. Wait.
Okay, so
What? What? I don't know, man.
okay.
The heck?
Now we take these spoons and you can just start making like little waves like that. Haley?
Yep.
Start making waves with the spoon.
Hold on, our music stopped.
Real gentle, just kind of turn it.
Oh, there's an ad. I was getting kind of suspicious because there wasn't an ad at first.
You're supposed to paint this after?
Hmm?
You're supposed to paint this after?
Paint it?
Yeah.
No,
No?
because it dries clear and it'll show the it shows the ocean, the blue underneath. Looks like the ocean.
Creeper. Dude, the Minecraft version is so much better. Bro, why don't you have the Minecraft version?
I don't know.
Cause it's much better, man.
Alright guys, so I've left this alone for about 36 hours to be honest. I haven't touched it in about a day and a half. So as you can see, it dried nicely. I'm going to dry brush some white highlights on the waves. I created some waveforms here and also in the back and along the sides of the ship. So I'm going to just do some highlighting with white to give the waves some definition, and it should be done. Alright, thanks. Alright guys, here she is. So I'm pretty happy the way it turned out. I just took some white paint and just kind of dry brushed some areas to make the white caps on the waves and around the ship as it moves through the water. The caulk, it was a little bit hard to work with because it was real sticky, but it did work. Maybe next time I build a ship I might try the Liquitex acrylic gel as soon as the stores open back up, but otherwise it did the job. And so I think I did a pretty good job on this. I really liked it. I really like building the kit. And if you're not familiar with the story of the USS Indianapolis, it's a pretty harrowing story. I will have a little bit of info about the Indianapolis in the slideshow. And but otherwise, this is a really good kit. I really enjoyed it. And that completes my Tamiya 1/700 scale waterline U.S. Navy Indianapolis CA-35. Alright, so definitely this is my first ship since I was a kid, so definitely we'll build some more. I really enjoyed this, so it was a lot of fun, a lot of different from building a plane. Yeah, there she is. Anyway guys, take care, keep safe, practice the social distancing. If you go out, make sure you wear a mask. If you're out in public, let's try to nip this thing in the bud, get this virus stabilized so we can all get back to work and get back to life. Alright guys, God bless, take care, bye bye.